We're walking through a castle right now, and this is the Isle of Bute. Voted the best place to live in Scotland, the Madeira of Scotland, the Naples of the North, the Montpellier of Scotland, and Coast of Clyde. Welcome to the Isle of Bute. Recently, our friends finished renovating an old Victorian home on the Isle. For years, they've been sharing their excitement with us, and immediately after it was completed, they invited us to spend time with them on the Isle of Bute. The heyday of this small town was over 100 years ago, but it still carries an unexplainable charm. Little did we expect to be captivated by this island. The varied and beautiful landscapes, the heartwarming people, and the peacefulness that makes you smile. You're watching a story about falling in love with Bute. Amy and Drew might just be the world's most amazing hosts. They built us a loose itinerary to explore the island. Our 10 days on Bute will look something like this. Attending the Isle's agricultural show. Egg show! Egg show! Egg show! Woo! Taking a ride on the oldest running steam paddle passenger liner, the Waverly. Walking the hills of a 19th century mansion with unparalleled detail. Hiking lonely and beautiful trails in the north and the south, continuing our Skopje marathon training.
Welcome to Scotland!
And a build-your-own raft competition.
Good morning, we have just arrived at the Isle of Bute, and our first order of business is to build a raft because there's a raft building competition taking place this weekend. We made our first little square cubicle, I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, and we're going to go test it out to see if it's buoyant. Floats without us.
Okay.
Well, it floats, but we don't.
We're on the bottom.
We're on the bottom.
Yeah, so
We're going to go further out.
you got a little further out. Sorry.
At the sailing club. Oh, I missed it. Do it again.
Oh no!
That's
Okay.
where those stabilising
So it
pontoons will
floats.
come
But
in.
it's certainly not stabilized.
It's not stabilized. All right.
Time for round two?
Yep.
Bring it in. Yep, start. Good job, ladies. Yeah, I just don't know what it gives us.
All right, we're back and it's time to make the raft. We have changes.
I don't know what the extra board gives us. I mean, it would cover up the zip ties and make it a little bit more comfortable, but it's going to add a significant amount of weight.
We are in town for Bute's annual raft competition, where teams of 4 to 8 people build their own self-powered raft to race a mile across the open sea, and hopefully don't sink along the way. For flotation, we borrowed every milk jug on the island, but as you saw in attempt number 1, stability is our biggest concern.
I think we're all in agreement. We've got an idea. We're running with it. We're going with pontoon style. See if we can make this happen.
Egg show! Egg show! Egg show!
Woo!
Make your way over if you're taking part in the young handlers in the sheep section.
There is no faster way to get ingrained on Bute than the annual Summer Egg Show. Showcasing the best of Bute and the surrounding area, this is one of the largest events on the island for the entire year. Clydesdales? Yep. Happy people? Yep. Big old cows? You betcha. And it is here that we had our first experience with the cherished Highland Coo. In addition to the animals, there are tons of other competitions. You had kids' artwork, the best cracked egg, I think, is what this competition was, but my personal favorite was the dessert table. Despite my qualifications, I was too late to be a judge.
What do you think of the champions?
That's champion material, that's for sure.
Is that what you look for in your champions?
I mean, just look at the girth, coat,
You're quite the expert here on Scottish agriculture.
champion.
Qualifier class at different shows, one being at the Highland. So this takes a lot of preparation. You have to wash your horse, make sure your cart's all clean, and make sure your harness is immaculate. Now, as you'll see, you can see Barry Marshall here in the middle. He's watching. So here he comes to a halt, as you can see. Now she's got to stand up.
The weather today is unprecedentedly good, so we spent almost the entire day at the show. The show takes place in August every year, and you can find more information in the description for the video.
Alright, about to try my first venison burger. Let's see how this goes. I've only been eating meat again for, I think, 2 months now. Well, not very long to be braiding myself back into venison, but apparently it's a very big treat here in Scotland.
No, it's just it'll be that you just not quite it's not going to be.
That's a good burger.
You like it?
Oh yeah.
Does it taste a lot different?
Oh, it tastes like venison.
Okay. Just like it. I actually love it. It's pretty good. To me, it tastes very similar to like a regular burger.
But better.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay, David, 150.
There must be
We
more.
would lose a finger if we stuck it in there.
Customers back there, first prize.
I've never seen chickens like this.
Oh my gosh,
Or like this. You're special. This guy back here baked a brownie for the Prime Minister. We are outclassed in every way at this event. Same brownie as the Prime Minister. Same brownie as Sean Connery's 73rd birthday. Oh my god.
so good.
This is top notch. Cannot recommend it enough. We've been working hard over here with zip ties and duct tape. But in the meantime, we think we found a solution for our stability problems.
We got these giant jugs of sweet mango chutney that we'll be using as our pontoon flotation device. I have no idea if this is gonna work. Also, we're renaming our boat Zippy because we use so many zip ties.
I mean, we could do that. I'm just a little concerned that if there's no other, nothing else holding them together, the
It'll
force,
snap here.
yeah, it's gonna snap there. Because it's gonna have upward force on it.
Now I've got another idea,
Yes.
even more ridiculous than the first. What if we don't fully attach them together? So that way we don't have to fight the force. Hear me out, hear me out. And
This
we
was
zip
my
tie the zip ties together.
I mean, that's kind
And
of.
so that when we hit a wave, this will go up first, pull a little bit.
Ooh, I had proposed that and Drew poo-pooed it.
Yeah, I mean,
Earlier.
I just can't decide whether that's gonna be stable or not.
I
Well,
don't
that
know.
means the pontoon's not going to have any effect on the front or the back one.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right, we're now attempting to add a little mat so that we're not sitting directly on top of the zip ties. So we're cutting off the tops of the zip ties. We're gonna lay down the mat and then we're gonna put the plywood on top of that to hopefully kind of be a little bit of a reinforcement.
Okay, great.
Just covering up all the zip ties
I
makes it
know.
look a lot better.
I mean, it looks like a proper.
It doesn't look like a proper anything. Let's be clear, it does not look like a proper anything.
No, I don't think it does.
Look at that.
Now
What do you think about it?
All right. Hey.
It's getting there. Wait, we'll see. We'll know when we put it in the water.
With arrows pointing inwards to a sign depicting a family group. At an assembly station, you will be issued with a life jacket and instructed on how to wear it.
Today, we set sail on the last seagoing paddle steamer, the infamous Waverly. Sailing all around the UK, the Isle of Bute and the surrounding area is a classic destination for this historic ship.
Here we are on the Waverly.
So
We're on the
excited.
Famous for its big smokestack.
Welcome
or
to
whatever
our
they-
next 6 hours.
I don't remember where we're going, but it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be good. Yeah. And the weather's holding up pretty well so far.
It's beautiful. We just learned that in 1900 there were over 300 steam paddlers like this, just in the Clyde we're in right now. That's a lot.
And now we're on the only one left.
The final survivor.
Very cool.
The Waverly is awesome.
It is one of the coolest boats I've ever been a part of, and the only boat I've been on that I feel like has a culture and a cult-like following everywhere it goes.
Boy, does it have a cult-like following. That is a fact.
Here's how you know. It has a gift shop, which I definitely indulged and bought as a magnet, from the gift shop because the boat was just so cool.
We had an amazing time on the boat. Even though the weather was just storming the entire day, it was the perfect place to be during a storm because you got to walk up on the masts just long enough to get wet and say, yep, it's an old boat. Get all cozy inside. We ordered beer, we ordered coffee, and we played cards and looked out the window as the entire beautiful Isles of Scotland were passing by.
We've been traveling for about 20 minutes so far, or enough time to have a quick lunch, and we're still looking at the Isle of Bute just to give you a frame of reference of how big that is. For context, the Waverly travels around Scotland and England every single year and has different tours in different ports, so you can jump on it in London or when it comes to Bute, depending on the time of year and where the Waverly is, which is probably why I think it has this big following, because it comes to an area once every summer for like 2 weeks and then it goes to another spot, and so I think for the locals it's a really big deal when it's in town, and it's just cool to be able to look out at the water and see the Waverly going by, or being able to be on the boat and relaxing on it and seeing the world go by.
All of which is cool. We had an amazing day on the Waverly. Definitely an excursion we would recommend. And one thing that a lot of people did is they got off midway.
So the original plan was to get off at Arran and go explore the island a little bit. Given the current weather situation, we decided to stay inside and play cards, but it ended up being really nice. We played cards for a couple of hours, super relaxing. You get to look out at all of these beautiful Scotland views. We made friends with our neighbors and played with their kids for a little bit, drink a couple of beers. And now we're just gonna relax. I think we have like 2 hours left of sailing, which is pretty cool.
So even if you just stay on the boat all day playing games, looking out the windows, it's still just gonna fly by. It's a great time. We can't recommend the Waverly enough.
I think it's a really good activity too for families and bringing your kids, because there's just so much to look at, and the kids can actually go into the steam room so you can see exactly how the ship is being powered, and you can watch the people and the conductors standing right there as they're doing everything. So it's just a really unique experience and a great way to spend a day in Scotland.
I love the steam room. That was the coolest part of the entire boat. The whole boat was cool, but seeing ka-chunk, 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 all the gears moving, getting this paddle steamer moving, it was pretty cool, pretty epic.
Yeah. All right, so at this point, I think it's important to mention our theme. Amy, what is our theme?
Unicorn, Hawaii, oh no. Something like that,
and
right?
The unicorn, like the Scottish.
The unicorn is the Scottish national animal.
We're almost getting to the best part of the raft building, which is when we get to decorate.
We're getting pretty excited about that.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Zip ties are your friend.
Pretty proud of this, I'm not gonna lie. This is coming together. I think we have a chance for tomorrow
Yeah.
when we practice and see how it goes.
See where it goes.
Okay, so then in that case, I think we're ready to decorate.
I think we are.
All right, what do we got
So,
for decorations? We got lace.
Staple gun. We're real excited about this.
Yeah, like we don't want those falling off into the
Well,
water.
if you start with the end one and staple that in, then they'll stay in there.
Really don't want that falling off into the water. We're gonna get shit.
What if we just keep it together then and do it like this?
What about down?
So,
Ooh, but that's just gonna get really wet and soggy.
Are you talking about doing it along the side like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That I feel better about than having.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna like drape it down the.
no.
I think they're all gonna get wet and soggy, honey.
It kind of looks like we're on like a dragon or like a bird.
Maybe
eagle.
we could get wings.
What if we take the lace
Ooh.
and we staple them?
I am committed to having them around the edge of the
Yeah.
actual craft, and then we can
the
go
edge
from
of the
there.
craft it is.
I kind of wish.
But we have
could-
extras, so
What if we got a sail that dragged us? We could make a sail in the front out of a sheet.
Well, I don't know what that might. That's not human power. So that a sail might be illegal. I thought about a sail, but that might be illegal.
That makes a ton of sense.
We thought decorating would be the easy part. It's time for a date in Rothesay.
Come on! I'm so excited for a little Bute date. Hurry up, let's go.
So Scottish. Well, first shop of the day. Scotland 1, Collins 0, Meredith 1.
Okay, I bought something, but it was only £2. Look how cute that ring is. Isn't it cute? I need validation on my purchase.
They've got a putting green right downtown. It's no mini golf though, just a lot of flat putting.
Not sure it gets cuter than this downtown area. It's adorable. How excited are you that there's an accidental museum?
Discovery Center.
Let's get discovering.
Discovery!
Find your 2 fun facts.
Go.
It doesn't work. They have the second largest, was it fish or shark? Fish in the world here, up to 30 feet or 10 meters long. And they're vegetarian. I don't know. Not comfy swimming with you. But we did get to see these guys the other day, and Amy and Drew told us there's tons of dolphins here, but they're smaller than the ones we're used to back home. Discovery Center was not on our list of places to go today. I would highly recommend going if you have a chance. That was awesome. Cute little gift shop, which you know I love, and even better, it had a good history museum with lots of interesting facts.
What did you learn?
Well, share yours first because mine ties in with yours.
All right, so what I learned, that before 1870, the Isle of Bute was where the rich people came to play. However, in 1870, an act got passed that gave bank holidays so people had time off of work, which meant that the working class people could come and enjoy Butte as well, and that's when Butte really started to boom as a destination.
And my fun fact is it was booming so much as a destination, they actually used to have trams back here. And in 1924, they allowed trams to run on Sunday, which was a really big deal. But by the 1930s, buses had kind of taken over, and so the trams kind of died out after that, which is a bummer, but still really cool to hear how much this town used to be bustling.
Yeah, and it looks like it. It's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm. All right, coffee time.
We are heading into Bonnie Bling, jewelry shop, coffee shop, bakery, and other good stuff. It started when Bonnie came to the Isle of Bute and wanted to open a jewelry store, and then she realized this island needs good coffee, so she just decided to do that too. And now she has phenomenal coffee and the best cinnamon roll that we've had on the continent of Europe.
It's true. I'm still talking about it from yesterday. If they have more today, we might have to get another one.
Well, you're getting another one.
Success with the coffee?
Bonnie Bling, great coffee.
So good.
And top-notch cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. We didn't get a second one today. We decided to try and be good. Kind of regretting that. Going?
I'm going to the pit prison. Mind the gap.
I could not imagine being forced to be in here. This would be a terrible prison. There's not a single window. I'd get claustrophobic immediately.
Already claustrophobic.
I know, I'm kind of ready to get out of here. Besides the immediate prison that you walk into at the entrance, this is actually the newer portion of the castle because they had 2 Viking attacks, so they realized that the entranceway to the castle was not sturdy enough, and so in, what year was it? The 16th century, they built this entranceway.
I think it was built in 1263.
Okay. Yeah, but see, did you read up here? You were standing in the entrance passage from the 16th century. Just beyond this arch is the earlier edition.
Oh. So we didn't make it to the earlier edition.
Not yet. This is the original. This is the new stuff.
I've got to stop trying to correct it.
So far, I'd give this castle a 10 out of 10. What about you?
It's been a long time since we've been in a castle. I love castles.
Me too. Stop and overlook the whole city? Yeah, let's do it. I'm reporting live here from the top of the castle. We're going to talk to our correspondent, our history professor, Colin Newton, and see what he has to say about this Norse attack.
I
Colin,
need the mic.
reporting live.
I need the mic. It's an imaginary mic.
Oh, good God. Here, you can hold this thing, too.
I don't want to hold the thing. Thank you for the mic, co-host Meredith. She's flipping me off. Anyway, I want you to look out over this bay and picture 80 Norse ships coming to attack this island. The small island of Bute. Why were 80 Norse ships coming to take this tiny island? It's just a little bit of farmland. I don't know the answer to that, but they really wanted it.
We are getting intel right now that says that the Scots were able to hold them off, and then the Norse won, Scots took over, and obviously in the end the Scottish got to keep their land. I'm laughing at our fake news reporting because every time you watch the news and they're like, over to our correspondent, and the guy's just kind of standing there and he's really quiet for a minute. Oh, thank you, Mary. Let me take this information for you. And there's always like that awkward pause.
I am the awkward pause.
Colin's the awkward pause. All right, back to the castle drama. So remember how at the top of the hill we learned that the Norwegians attacked in 1230? Well, there used to be a gate here, but apparently it didn't hold up, and so they ended up filling it in because it was a weak spot of the castle. How cool! This lady's been out here singing all day, and she is rushing it.
Love this town.
That woman is so sweet, and she's got an incredible voice. Time to head back because we've got to work on our raft.
Raft building time.
You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Morning before the race, we have not yet tested the raft. We have not completed actually building the raft. We have a few more screws to attach, as well as the decking. However, I feel like it's seaworthy. I think we're gonna stay afloat. I'm counting on that.
I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm optimistic that something fun is going to happen.
I feel very confident that we're going to be the best dressed raft and the most decorated raft out there. And the zip ties are going to hold up.
I think it's going to be a blast, and we will stay afloat. We might not win, but we'll have a good time.
All right, we're on to, ironically, what I think is going to be the hardest part of this entire challenge, which involves bringing the raft down to the beach, because we designed this sucker for the ocean, not for a mile walk when it's not finished being assembled. So we'll see how this piece of it goes. Wish us luck.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they can't come this way.
Okay, good. We're about halfway to the ocean, I hope. I actually don't know that. That could be a lie.
We're closer.
We're closer.
Yeah.
All right.
Taking a little rest break. Ready to go again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we've made it down to the water. My arms are sore before we've even begun.
No.
But it has held together a lot better than I thought it would on the way down.
Yeah, for sure.
It's doing pretty good. We're just trying to figure out where to take it to now because we don't know where exactly the start is.
It looks like we've got rain coming in. I don't quite know what that means for the race. I'm hoping the ferry doesn't take us out too. A lot of variables out here. While we work on assembling a raft for the first time, let's show you what the nature around Bute looks like. There is tons of hiking. Hiking around the Isle of Bute is just full of adventures.
Definitely. We did one really big hike called the Kilcatman Loop.
The Kilcatman Loop.
It was epic.
Meredith, what was the first thing we saw on this amazing hike?
A lighthouse. It was awesome. It was the lighthouse that started my lighthouse obsession. Because now, as we're traveling the world, I am on the lookout for any lighthouses we can find. And this was the one that made me think, I'm going to seek out lighthouses.
Lighthouse clubs.
Oh my gosh, we can get a lamp at the lighthouse in our house.
Totally get that.
We're going all in, Colin. We can have a lighthouse in the bathroom if you want.
Did you know I used to have a lighthouse bathroom lamp? After we went and we saw the lighthouse and Mary did some lighthouse photography that turned out awesome, we ended up going to a beach where we went hunting for sea glass. That's Amy and Drew's pastime and their career, and we ended up finding some really cool pieces of sea glass while we were out there. They have an amazing sea glass company, House of Z, right?
Yep.
Yes. So if you need some sea glass jewelry, we know the people. Next thing on the list of adventures that you have on the Kilcatman Loop, you end up coming to a nice bluff on top of a hill where you get to look down, and in one small snapshot you get to see quintessential Scotland, and then behind you is the bay, and that was our picnic spot, and it was beautiful. After that, then we went walking through the farms. We saw some goats, saw some sheep. Thank goodness we didn't see any big bulls.
And that's where we came to the old church, which I think was built in like the 1100s.
It is ancient, it looks ancient, but there are Vikings buried there.
Very cool.
I didn't know they buried Vikings at churches, but they did. And the tombstones range from a couple hundred years ago to ancient.
Yeah.
So.
And then following the loop, you go back up over this beautiful hill where you've got lots of heather and just beautiful flowers, and you can see the bay on both sides. And you just feel like you get a really good taste of what Bute's like and the surrounding islands as well. So highly recommend that hike. If you're on Bute, it is a must do. It's honestly worth just going to Bute to do that hike one day, because I think you get a really good feel of how beautiful Bute is.
And it covers most of the south end of the island, so you get a good feel for the south tip of the island, and both sides of it as well, and it's stunning. The Kilcatan Loop covers the southern part of the island, but the northern part of the island is bigger, a little bit more wilder, and full of other trails as well. Amy, Drew, and I did one where we went to an ancient cairn that's over 5,000 years old. That was pretty crazy. And that starts just north of Ettrick Bay, and you can go for a long time. We went until we had to turn around because we got hungry, but the trails up there are beautiful and the views are stunning as well. Apparently it gets pretty windy though, so be prepared if you do end up going hiking on the north.
These people are literally backing up their raft into the water with their truck. I've never seen anything look so official, and ours.
Ours does definitely not look official.
Do you think they're intimidated when they see ours, Colin?
Oh yeah. They see this?
They're
They're laughing at us. They just started laughing at us.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're going to
I think yours is built for a little leisure.
But the other team doesn't know. We've got uniforms.
That's right.
I know. I think it's pretty good. What do you think?
I think it's good. Grab those paddles.
All right. Let's
Show us what you got.
Throw them on top, and then we'll. Really nice competitor.
We do all have to kind of get on at the same time, or else it'll flip. Which
I think probably if Amy gets on front and Meredith gets on back.
Okay.
And we'll sort of steady it.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, that's a good start.
It's a good start.
I think we need to move it out a little bit further.
She's floating.
Things are looking up.
Oh, sorry.
What do I need to do? I'm not going. Just point.
Yeah. I mean, you can talk.
Am I pointing to myself here? Am I?
You can point your
I didn't mean that. Just in case.
But you gotta turn it around. You are pointing to.
I'm pointing to myself, right? Okay. That's what I was thinking.
I wouldn't get too entangled in that. All right, I think I could get a kayak back here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. All right.
Oh, she's a mover.
Look at that.
Oh, lovely.
We did it! It's floating!
Yes. I think you'd be more suited at the back with that paddle.
Yeah, you think I can do it? Yeah.
we need to practice our agility.
Alright, I should have grabbed the kayak.
Did you get a good rhythm, boys? One. What's that?
We're gonna be. Should we get make her pretty? Do we feel confident? I feel confident. I think we need to make her pretty.
Yeah.
Woo, I'm so proud of you.
It's good. It's better than last year's. So you'll go back the way, he'll go forward. That's perfect. You. Under the sea. Under the sea. I hope not.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good.
Drew.
Yep. That's gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
David, are you feeling threatened?
You know, take a close second.
It floats. It floats.
All right. I am way more confident than I was 15 minutes ago.
Woo! It floats, it moves pretty well. I think we can use both kayaks. I don't have to kick off the end. I think we're in good shape, guys.
I think we're in good shape.
We're feeling really confident. Time to do final touches on decorations.
Well, I don't know.
Amy and I have been so excited for this point. And then we're gonna go.
Before
before we arrived at Butte, we knew that we were training for the marathon in Skopje 2 months later. And so we knew we had a lot of really long training runs that we were gonna need to do around the island. One of our concerns going to Butte was, is there gonna be enough spots to go running? What did we find, Colin?
Little did we know, Butte might be the best place to train for a marathon that we've ever been. I don't even know if that was intentional or not, but accidentally, it's a running paradise. There were 4 main routes that we did while we stayed on Butte. The first and most frequent one we did was running along the waterfront between Rothesay and Port Bannatyne, and then a little bit past in both directions. It's beautiful. There's an amazing bike path that you can run down. You're just next to the water the entire time, and it's just pretty stunning. We did that often. Another one we did a few times was just past Rothesay is a serpentine hill. You can imagine how it got its name. The hill goes like this all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and then you get to the top of Canada Hill.
You know why they call it Canada Hill? Because when all the people left, they came up here to wave goodbye as they rode the boat off to Canada. How cute is that?
So we did that same run, and I'll tell you what, they must have been in great shape because that is a killer, but a great workout. Another run we did was from Rothesay to Carricroy Bay.
Oh, that was a great run.
Fantastic run. But the best running route we had was our run to Ettrick Bay and a little bit beyond Ettrick Bay.
So as we kind of turned off of the running route around the island, more towards running across the island, you go through about 15 different gates of all the different farms. So you're like stopping every 5 minutes to open this gate to get through to go to the next section. But it was so beautiful, and you're running through all of these gorgeous farms, and you've got hills, and you can see the ocean in the distance, and then all these really cute, welcoming Scottish homes, and all these farmers that are out saying hello to you. And I think it was hands down our favorite run we've done. And the coolest part was, at the turnaround point, we happened to be next to a berry bush, so we just ate a bunch of berries until our teeth were black and blue, and headed back out to finish the run.
Tell you what, there's nothing that'll fuel you through a run quite like some wild blackberries.
No. So. Running on Butte's fantastic. If you get a chance when you go to Butte, I highly recommend just going for a little run because it's just a unique experience. And we actually made a lot of our friends in town while being out on the run. I think it might be because we were some of the only runners out most days. And we just ended up talking to people while we were on the run. So it was a fun way to make new friends.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. There's David and his team.
Yeah, you guys got steel, man.
This is speed, yeah?
You could say our entrance wasn't quite as grand as the rest.
We're going for simple, yet beautiful.
Speaking of elegant and beautiful,
a major honorable mention to our time in Butte is Mount Stuart. It's a place we knew nothing about going into our time at Butte, and now having been there, I'm like, that is an attraction in and of itself on your trip to Butte. So next time you go, make time for Mount Stuart. It's a beautiful estate. So many things to go see and do. I think we spent 4 hours there and it didn't feel like enough time. And it's one of those places you could go to time and time again and still have more things to discover.
it's not quite a castle, and we've seen our fair share of castles. This was much more ornate or elaborate, beautiful, stunning, and from the outside it just looks like a big building, but as soon as you walk through the doors on the inside, there is so much detail that was put into this Victorian estate, mansion, home, whatever you want to call it. And there's so much history from the island and the families who's owned the island there. One of my fun facts from what we learned there is that the man who built it at one point was in charge of a quarter of the entire country's GDP. One man.
My favorite fun fact is not at all a fun fact, but it's that there was one expert in every single room that you go into at Mount Stuart. And it's not just this person that's there that's a volunteer. This person has dedicated so many hours to being an absolute expert on any and every question you can have about the estate and about the room that you're in. And I think we just went from room to room and asked the person, hey, what's the major thing that we should know about this room? What should we take away? What kind of questions should we be asking you? And we had more fun talking to those people than reading any sign at any normal museum, because you actually get to engage with them. And this one woman on the second floor, I think her name was Peggy, was it? Or Megan? Marge. Oh my gosh, if you go into Marge's room, you'll be there for 45 minutes, but you'll also get the entire history of Scotland and Bute and this family. And she actually worked for the family back in the day too, so she's got all sorts of great stories and can really bring to life the estate.
There are several rooms in the estate that you can get to walk around. Each one of them is just as ornate and beautiful as the last one, from the bedrooms to the conservatory off of the bedroom to this giant middle chamber room with marble and everything. I don't even know what it is till you look up and there's the chapel and there's so much to see in this house. Each room is so detailed.
Not to mention there's a cafe in the castle too. Also, we're calling it an estate in a castle. I'm not sure which one it goes by.
I don't know the
it
proper
could kind
name.
of fall into both categories in my opinion, but there is a cafe there that has some to die for food. So it kind of makes the experience even better because you can do like the grounds as one whole thing, have food at the cafe, and then go do the entire castle or the estate and check out that section. So you can kind of break up your day, but the food was so delicious. I was really impressed by it.
Yeah, I thought it'd be one of those cliche, like, come to the attraction, get a nasty sandwich. It was phenomenal.
It was good.
And pretty affordable too.
Yes.
So, can't recommend going to Mount Stuart enough. It's hard to say if it was a highlight of the trip because we had so many highlights, but it's a cannot miss activity.
Definitely.
We have a videographer, Jim. Jim, do you feel confident with that?
Yeah, I think on off. Black buttons to take photographs. How does zoom in though?
Right.
And here comes the wind. The rain just started. We're getting wet already.
Just in case you didn't hear it before, we want to make sure you know where you're going.
Come on, let's go.
And the first white boy. Just been pointed out, someone has spotted 2 white boys over by the sailing club. The very, very far one, we're not expecting you to do that. It is the one to the left. So you're heading towards the sailing club, and the first white boy that you see coming out from the shore, that's the one that you are going around. So head straight to the white boy, then a hard left into the sailing club. First one to touch shore is going to be the winner. Clap, clap, punch! Clap, clap, punch! We need to cheer these people up.
We will race up! Race up!
Please give them lots of support as they head the way off.
Race up!
Don't get lost, we've got the countdown coming very, very shortly.
Countdown coming in!
So once again, we've got the apple tree at sea. We've got Skoga. We've got Anchors Away. The PS Staveley.
The PS
The Couches. The Sunflower. Hawaii No.
The Hawaii
Okay, ladies and gents, are you all ready?
Yes,
That was absolutely rubbish. I said, are you all ready?
Yes, I am!
Rafters, are you ready? Are you ready?
See you! Aye, race
Okay,
up!
ladies and gents, let's give them a countdown to launch.
5,
7, 6,
6,
5,
4,
3, 2, 1.
Minutes, we are just like in order, we're killing it, and our strategy from the beginning had been don't go all out at the beginning. It's going to be a long race. Let's just get out there and just kind of figure out our technique and then slowly build up as the race goes on.
So it looks like we have the Sunflowers and Hawaii No are still very much at the front, but PS Staveley are taking a turn up the inside as they head out. They are still going to have to head out to that white boy. Apple Tree are now, they're still going, they're back on board. The Couches are okay, I'm not seeing them. Are we still got any sight of those, or are they the ones that's down and under? Alright.
Oh no! Oh no! They're cutting us off! Oh no! Oh no!
So as we're getting out there, we're behind, like we're in like 3rd place, but we're with the groups and we're doing really well and we're looking around and I'm feeling really confident about ourselves. And so I think for at least 3 minutes, we're like, this is coming in and we're all talking to each other too. And we're like, we might win this, guys, this is looking good.
We had chants going on. Our forearms, despite being sore from carrying the thing, they were feeling good. We were paddling. We were in motion. We were flying.
And then about minute 3, we started to take on some water, I think in our jugs. And I think because the jugs on the bottom were all different sizes and different shapes, it started to create some drag.
Yeah, I think our right side is dragging.
Yeah.
Mayor, could you put more weight on the... I think it's because it's already down.
Just trying to hang on and make it to the end.
And it was really hard to be even. Like if Amy was going to the right and I was going to the left, then like my paddle was hitting Drew's or hitting Colin's, and then Colin kept spraying me with water every time he was going. And so
that wasn't an accident.
Stop it. I knew it wasn't. I knew it. I told you in the middle of the race you were spraying me with water and you're like, I can't help it. I knew you were doing it on purpose. Now I have video evidence. And I think there was a moment when all of us kind of realized we're not winning this thing, and also this is going to be a lot of work for the next 15 minutes to get this thing to shore. And then we started talking about ideas for next year's raft.
We're going to be last. We're going to be last. Oh, we're plucky. Not last. Oh dear. Oh, there's a bit of a race for second lap. Right, Ewan's tiring.
Oh, quick! Straight line! Straight line! We've got more sea to go through. Finish the line.
Woo! Well, we came in third to last. Last place didn't even go from the start. Second to last place, well, they were way behind us.
We just beat them.
We did okay. I'm actually really proud of us.
We weren't in the mix for first or second.
Not even close.
But third, fourth, fifth, and sixth were all pretty close.
Yeah, I think that the fabric took on a lot of water, and maybe some of the containers at the bottom, I'm not really sure, but it felt like the longer we went, the heavier that we got.
Uh-huh.
But we had a good effort. I loved the decorations and the style of our float, and it was just fun being out there.
I love Bute.
And how cool. And we got invited to sailing club, or no, rowing club. We got invited to rowing club on Wednesday night, so now we're gonna go do that.
Apparently, we impressed some people.
Yeah, this guy came up and was like, you guys wanna join the rowing club? And we're like, yeah, we're only here for 1 week, but we're in.
Right now, our float is apart, and we're going to party.
Time to celebrate. We're officially leaving Bute.
10 of the best days we've ever had.
I didn't know we were gonna love this island so much.
You want to move here?
Yeah, I do. Can we? I'm ready to drop it off.
One
move
day.
Here. Yeah, you think so? Okay, I'm in.
It's a beautiful island with
It's
beautiful,
so fun.
friendly people.
And let me tell you, we were at the ferry station just waiting to get in line, and we saw 2 people that we knew from town while we were just hanging out, and both of them were like, it's been lovely having you on the island, please come back, when will we see you again? And I was like, I've never felt so welcomed anywhere in my life.
And we say, we will be back. Pinky promise.
We have some lovely wildlife joining us here at the castle. Apparently right now the seagulls are weaning off their young and they're very unhappy about the experience. Here to our left we've got a very sad little teenager and an annoyed mom. Feed me, Mom, feed me. You used to do it all the time. No, you need to figure it out for yourself. But I'm so hungry. Mom, please?